Welcome to an incomplete guide to personal growth. We invite you to take a breath and take a listen to our podcast that explores the wonder, humor, challenges, and sometimes those self-inflicted wounds on a journey of personal growth.
Our weekly podcast conversations include stories, resources, and tools that you can incorporate into your daily life. We're the mother-daughter duo of Sydney
and Kelly.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, Sydney.
How are you?
I'm doing really well.
That's good.
Yeah.
So recently...
I've had to find new stuff to watch, right? So
Yes.
I'm on this new, what am I going to watch? What am I going to watch? So
Yeah.
I thought, I know Lauren mentions watching it, and I think you've watched some of these real crime things where they're
Yes.
solving past mysteries or they're going back and watching, anyway. So I thought, let me try that.
Yeah.
And so I did, and one was a documentary, and it was just awful because, well, it was real crime.
Yeah.
And it was a teenage girl that was involved, and it was just awful. And so I thought, well, let me try a different one. So I tried again, and I thought,
They're
know
all
what?
the same.
They're
They're all the same.
They are. These families are ruined.
Yeah.
Lives are ruined.
Lives are ruined.
Changed forever.
Yeah.
And it was just, I learned I can't do it. I can't do it. So now I'm on a search for something new.
I haven't even tried.
Have you not?
No,
no,
I don't think I could do it either. I can barely handle fake horror. I
Yeah.
don't think I could handle real life horror.
Yeah,
Like,
it was just awful. It's worse than watching the 10 o'clock news.
for real.
You know?
Yes.
And so, well.
No, I never got into that true crime stuff.
You
And there are
did-
like
yeah.
podcasts about it that people, I mean,
Yeah.
especially like the pandemic for some reason, I feel like really gave a big boost to a lot
Yeah,
of that sort of stuff. But no, I cannot. I would not.
No,
watch
it's
any of
just sad. It tears me up inside.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm on to
Well,
watching some. I like my
least
little crime shows on Acorn or
Yes.
BritBox.
All
They're
the British mystery shows.
yeah, they're the cozy ones.
Yes.
Or semi
Well,
cozy.
at least you tried.
I tried something new. I stretched myself and said I can't do it.
Can't do it. No, I couldn't either. I get it.
Can't do it.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes. Speaking of, I don't know.
I don't know. We didn't have a good segue,
I didn't
but
have a good segue this time.
I'm holding this book up.
I read a new book. There's new.
We did.
The Choice.
The Choice,
By Edith
Even in
Eger.
Hell, Hope Can Flower. And it's by Edith Eger.
Yes.
And I was so moved by this book.
I know you told me I had to read it.
Yes. Yep. And I bought one for Lauren. I said,
Really?
you've got to read it.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Because it involves the Holocaust.
I know, and you don't do those types of books. Meanwhile, like I'm the historical fiction
You're the
nut,
historical
so
fiction, but
I will
this
read
is
that type of
real.
stuff.
So this woman, and I'm just going to read the back real quick.
Go for
so
it.
that'll tell you a little
Yes.
bit about it. In 1944, it's 1944, and 16-year-old ballerina Edith Eger is sent to Auschwitz. I can never say it.
Auschwitz.
Yes, separated from her parents on arrival. She endures unimaginable experiences, including being made to dance for the infamous Joseph Mengele.
Mm-hmm.
When the camp is finally liberated, she is pulled from a pile of bodies, barely alive.
Mm-hmm.
The horrors of the Holocaust didn't break Edith. In fact, they helped her learn to live again with a life-affirming strength and a truly remarkable resilience. Yes. And it's her story, and I just gained so much. Mm-hmm. I think it's her story, but it's universal.
And I think it goes into part of the story that a lot of Holocaust remembrance, memoirs and stuff don't, because really her time in in Auschwitz is only about half the book. And then
Right.
the other half is literally like her whole life after.
Yes.
And I thought that was more enlightening to me.
It was
sometimes,
very enlightening and moving because
Yeah.
you learn, okay, so how did she, what was the rest of her life?
And this is a
How
fairly
did
recent
she-
one because this wasn't published until 2018.
Right. And she
So-
died this past April.
Oh, okay.
And it just, she was 100, I believe.
Oof.
And,
Wow.
And so, but anyway, she becomes a therapist.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a psychologist. Yeah.
And so I have some quotes here that I thought we could
Yes.
look at. Do you have anything else that you want to say before we look at some?
A lot of this book is about, resilience.
It is.
For sure. And it's about like the power of your own choices, even in situations that you seem to have no choice,
Yes.
but you still do. And she oftentimes goes back to something her mom told her not long before they all got taken, about how, they can't take your mind. They can't take what's in your mind. They can't,
Yes.
And that is, I think, to me, that seems to be the point that she always comes back to, and is kind of what helps her get through mentally everything she's gone through.
Yeah.
And even later in life afterward, like she remembers that too.
Right.
And just, and then as she goes through her life, even though she's left prison in a way, it was,
she was liberated in one way.
But then her pain and the silence that she kept for so long about her pain ended up continuing.
It was another prison.
It was another prison.
Yeah.
And I thought that was interesting too. And then in her own practice, she mentions how she would tell her patients all the time about how to feel things, how to move through. And she gives different examples and stuff. But then she realized she wasn't even following her own advice.
Right. Yes. And I think that's it. She learned from her patients.
Yes.
She learned. And while she was in the encampments, she was so aware of how she was viewing things and how she would get through, and she noticed the anger and the hopelessness of some, and yet she had this hope she never let go of, and she could see things differently. She just had an incredible view even during those times.
And I think that's something like, I feel like that sort of stuff sometimes you're just kind of born with, like you're kind of born with this way of seeing the world a little bit, and not that, that doesn't shape as you grow up, but I think some people are just more inclined to see the world that way. And her sister too. Her sister definitely had a lot more, I think, revenge in her, but whatever kind of drives you through in that point. But she had, she had the mentality to get through as well.
And it was interesting. And this all I'll say is there were three sisters. One had left.
Yes, because she was like a violin prodigy and went to go and study.
Yes, and she wanted to come back and they wouldn't let her because they knew it was going to happen.
Yes, her professor told her, you cannot, and basically helped her hide throughout the whole thing.
Whole thing, And so there were two sisters and then the parents that were, So, I don't want to give it away.
I will also say.
Yes.
So, this is the musician in me.
Oh, yeah.
So, during the story, she says she meets this guy named Bella. It's the same time period. I don't know how old Bella Bartok was. Oh. But it's that same time period that he was like, and he left for America and all stuff. I was like, I wonder. No, it's not Bella Bartok, who's a composer from Hungary. And did a lot, but no,
it wasn't.
But it was funny. I was like, no. And because he was mentioned, like her sister knew and had heard of him, and so then I was like, maybe this is
no, it wasn't.
No. So that's the musician in me.
It was I would really encourage you to read this book. It made me think about my choices. It made me think about how I see things as well. So it's this universality within this, and not that we've experienced the horrors, but we all have our sufferings.
And honestly, I don't feel bad because this is a memoir people will read and they'll know, and her life's out there anyway. But she also mentions she had a time period where she was basically divorced, almost legally, but separated from her husband. And the way that she just viewed, she was giving a lot, and she finally was like, I'm done giving in this way. It's not serving me. Right. So I need to do things for me and my kids and my family and that sort of stuff. And then how they both kind of come back to each other was really interesting, and how they both had to make their own individual decisions about it. And then coming back to the marriage, how she was able to keep her choice for herself, and her,
and he respected that too. That was spoke volumes of him too, right?
Yes, it did.
Of both.
For both. And I was like, that's a good to me, like
Yeah.
a good story that I'm glad she put that in there and was like real about it and real about her own, like how her own psychological prison affected her relationship.
Yeah.
And then how she was able to move through it and choose herself and then come back. And then both of them have grown enough to like be in a relationship again. I feel like that's very real.
Yeah. Oh,
you know,
she
for a lot of
spoke
couples,
quite
you
honest.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much
So that
so.
was
That's what,
interesting.
again, the universality of this book.
Yes.
Um,
So go ahead.
So one of the quotes that I have is, freedom is about choice, about choosing compassion, humor, optimism, intuition, curiosity, and self-expression. To be free is to live in the present. If we are stuck in the past saying, if only I had gone there instead of here, or if only I had married someone else, or we are living in a prison of our own making. And that she's talking, you know, part of that is she made some choices.
Yeah.
And they haunt her. Mm-hmm. Her last words to her mother, her last, that, you know, all this, and they haunted her. Mm-hmm. And she finally was able to release some of that to go, oh, I can't say if only, because this is what happened. And I was this person at that time. That's all I knew to do.
And accepting reality.
Accepting reality. Because don't we all, oh, if I had, then I just realized I don't have shoes on.
You made a choice.
I made a choice to be really comfortable today. That's so
hilarious.
Funny. But, you know, there are things we all do. Oh, if I'd have gone to grad school earlier, if I'd have done it, but then this wouldn't have unfolded. This,
Yes.
you know, and we live in the past.
Can't see it until later.
But this is where I am now. Mm-hmm. So what do I do with that?
Yeah.
And this is what I know now. Mm-hmm. So now I'm responsible for this or whatever. So that was just, that was good. You know, that was one of the quotes that I gained from.
A lot.
Yeah. And the other thing, okay, this was real poignant for me.
I'm ready.
They had gotten, you're ready. They had gotten, they had just arrived at the encampment.
Yeah.
The mother had been separated.
Yes.
And they shaved their heads.
Yes.
Okay. And her sister is beautiful.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's what her sister prided herself on. And her hair and her looks.
Her looks, yeah.
And she writes, I gaze into the fierce blue... I'm sorry, I'm going to start again. I gaze into the fierce blue of her eyes and think that even for her to ask the question, how do I look, is the bravest thing I've ever heard. There aren't mirrors here. She's asking me to help her find and face herself. Your eyes, I tell my sister, they're so beautiful. I never noticed them when they were covered up by all that hair. It's the first time that we have a choice.
Yeah.
In that encampment. To pay attention to what we've lost or to pay attention to what we still have. And I thought that was, I just remember, you know.
What? She's 16 and making that kind of decision. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
And saying, and going, wait, we had the decision.
Yeah. It's like, are you going to really destroy your sister's spirit or are you going to help her?
I can look at her shaven head, or I can look into her.
Yes.
And see what is still there.
Yes.
I thought that was so
fascinating too.
Yeah.
Like she does start even before they go to Auschwitz. She tells about the background of her family.
Yeah.
And it was not perfect in any way. It was honestly, pretty stereotypical
family.
For that time frame, for that time period. Like it wasn't that happy of a marriage. Her parents hardly ever got along. Her mom was stuck in the past. Her sisters, like definitely her sister who played the violin always seemed to be the favorite.
She was the one they made sure to pay attention to. Right.
And then her sister was beautiful, so she had those prospects. And then she was kind of the odd one out.
Yeah.
And like kind of the one that was talked down to. Like it was not like she had this great relationship with her family members. Like even with her sisters, there was some contention. There was always stuff. But then there's still like she goes and then they go to they're traveling to the camp and all that stuff, and it's like, but there's still that family bond that's there. And then she's reflecting and she realizes why her mom acted that way. And like as she gets older, she reflects on like why her mom was the way she was, why her dad was the way she was, like kind of noticing all of these interplays in the relationship and stuff, which I thought was interesting too. And it's like yeah, your family may not have been perfect, but the bond was still there and like helped carry you through even hard times,
did.
you know?
It did, you know. And even if they're reunited with the other sister, there's always stuff. It's still complicated, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. And okay, another quote I have is after my first flashback, and this was important because they leave, it doesn't go away, and it's with any trauma we have. There's so much that we all do this. After my first flashback, I began to believe that my inner world was where the demons lived, that there was a blight deep inside me. My inner world was no longer sustaining. It became the source of my pain. Unstoppable memories, loss, fear, and I tried to banish the memories of the past. I thought that was a matter of survival. Only after many years did I come to understand that running away doesn't heal pain. It makes the pain worse. Mm-hmm. So in America, she came psychologically, as you mentioned, imprisoned. More so than she was before. In running from the past, from my fear. And she thought it would help her family, her children, to keep that quiet. But my goodness, they heard all about from others.
They knew all about it.
And and I think that how often do we, again, connecting that to the universality of that, how many of times do we just, I'm blocking that out, that didn't, I'm not going to deal with that.
Yes.
But it's still there.
It's still there. And I mean, for sure, especially any, case of PTSD, and she was dealing with patients too that had pretty
and she, because she worked. She ends up working, okay, we're going to give a little bit, but she's a psychologist, a therapist, and she ends up working with in the military at a military base in El Paso. I thought,
I know El
you
Paso,
go from there to
right?
El Paso, but that's where she was. I love that. I was like, wow,
man, that was so funny. And so she dealt with a lot of PTSD, and and even though that's extreme cases, but still, any case, that bottling it up is absolutely making your own and I mean in the way that she described herself of just like putting up the walls, keeping
these boundaries
and put it, and it's over there, it's not that is exactly how I'm working on but exactly how I felt about my anger is an emotion that is incredibly terrifying to me. It's really scary. I don't like it. I don't like how it makes me feel. I don't like seeing it in other people. It's one that I don't like anger, and I don't want to feel it ever. I don't like it. But that also means it is one of my strongest emotions on the inside.
But
when I don't face it, then it bottles up. And then like with her, it starts to leak out in all these different places that you don't want it to. Because you're not dealing with it. And then she has several different instances of her working with her patients about ways to release it. And she has them just like scream like crazy. She has them like beat something up. Like all stuff she talks about needing to have this movement or getting it to move and move through you so then you can move it and it starts to move out, which I mean, I very strongly related to because that's something I'm trying to do now. And then also she meant anger is generally the protecting emotion. It's protecting you from sadness. Generally, it's protecting you from fear. It's protecting you from other emotions. And I'm sure for her, there was a lot of grief and remorse and regret and all this stuff that she didn't want to feel either. So it's just like layers of
it, right? But she eventually
she does face it all.
She does face it in hard way, but she admits how difficult that is. And I think we all do that, it's like just push it over there, but it really isn't over there.
No. Is as much
it's
as
within.
I
All we're doing is building the boundary and keeping it tighter within.
And so I think she writes just in a way that's very relatable and makes it like that universality you were talking about, like even though I mean we absolutely were not part of the Holocaust. I don't know anybody directly either, but it's just that's an instance in her life and this is how she was able to learn from it, how but she makes it again something we can all kind of relate to in a way.
I do, and I don't bring up politics much, but there was an article, we live in San Antonio, mariachi bands are big thing.
Oh, huge.
Well, there was, I think he might have been from Houston, though. This one 20-year-old ICE was detained by ICE.
Yeah.
Paperwork was not done
not
correctly.
correct,
Anyway,
yeah.
it was over the 4th of July, and they had him sing the national anthem at the detention center on the 4th of July. And all I could think of was this one part in this book, the equivalent of her having to dance.
Yes.
And I just...
That's awful.
It made me sick because I was thinking of this. So these things, yeah. And
I can't even imagine.
No.
Like, because I'm being a pianist too. If I am taken by somebody, then or now.
Yeah.
If I'm taken like that in a very forceful way, in a
It's
way
a
that
survival,
is not...
right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't even... Like the feeling that you would have as a
just reading about it made me visceral.
And then to have something like that now, ooh.
Yeah. So I was like, these things.
I know.
So
right?
anyway, I have one final quote that I thought was really good, and it says, she used to speak, do a lot of speaking and other things too.
Yeah.
She said, I have had the opportunity to influence people, my own children and grandchildren, my former students, the audience I address around the world, and individual patients. On the eve of my return, because she does go back to the camp, my responsibility to them feels potent. It isn't just for myself that I'm going back. It's for all that ripples out of me. Do I have what it takes to make a difference? Can I pass on my strength instead of my loss, my love instead of my hatred? Oh. And I think, that it comes to that when she goes back and she's standing there. It's for her, but it's for everyone.
Yeah.
And I love what she says, what ripples out of us, because when we don't deal with that past, with our pain, with our suffering, it ripples out.
It does.
And sometimes we're not even aware of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you deal with it and you have then the space for other more positive, what they call higher frequency emotions, like that is then what?
That's then,
because that's what's inside you.
And that's what ripples out.
That is so good.
So this is, I just think it's just a fantastic read that it's about this life and this amazing, working through it. I love, once she gets liberated from one prison into making her own. And then breaking free of that.
Yes.
And learning through her patience. And I love that because we so learn from others.
Yes.
Yeah. So
definitely.
Anyway, I would highly recommend this book.
Yes. Yeah. And I think, we kind of mentioned like how we can see part of our own lives, like, and I think everybody would find just a little something.
I do. The fact that the choice, and that's just it, the choice, we have a choice, even in hell, hope can flower. And I love that.
Yes.
Because it can.
Yeah.
It can. And I know in my own life, I can state, no instances where it does.
Oh, yeah.
Through the hardest of times.
Yes.
So, yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. So,
no, definitely you guys should read the book. If you have any book recommendations for us.
Yeah, let us know.
I'll take them for sure.
I'm reading another one we may bring up. So, or just talk about, not the book, but anyway, a subject
that's so
matter.
Good.
All right. So we look forward to next week when we take a breath and take a listen.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of An Incomplete Guide to Personal Growth. There are many ways you can stay connected. Follow us on Instagram at An Incomplete Guide Podcast, where you can sign up for our email list and get posts that delve deeper into our weekly topics. Make sure to subscribe to our podcast page wherever you listen to your podcasts. We would really appreciate a rating and sharing us with your family and friends.
We're so glad you chose to spend your time with us and hope there was a thought, a resource, or a laugh that you can take on your journey. We'll be here every Tuesday for you to take a breath and take a listen.